is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are always pleased to welcome to the program Annette Whittemore, the founder and president of the Whittemore Peterson Institute. Pleasure to have you back on the program.
So nice of you to have me. Thank you.
And also the fact that we literally get a worldwide audience whenever you're on the program, because people from all over the planet come onto the website to find out the latest information. Now, for most regular folks, they talk about the main thing you deal with is chronic fatigue syndrome, but there is a definite medical term that applies to this.
That's correct. The real name for this disease is myalgic encephalomyelitis, or ME. And recently there was an international consensus, again by researchers and doctors, calling for the name to be reinstated and to drop the chronic fatigue syndrome.
Really? So they're going to drop that altogether?
Well, we would like to see the government do that, the NIH, and really get the correct nomenclature out there.
And you know, what you're going to have to do, though, is come out with a pronunciation guide for everybody.
Yes, that's right.
All right, so one of the most exciting things at the Institute since you were last here is the opening of the clinic. Tell us about this and the doctor that's running it. That's
right. The medical practice that just recently opened in the Center for Molecular Medicine within the Institute is run by Dr. Robert Fredericks, and he is a local physician. He's been studying these patients for over 30 years, and he's very, very excited to be a part of the program where he can rely on some of the research that's going on as well as the clinical laboratory for more investigations into the causes of disease and certainly the development of a better protocol for treatment.
Okay, now are members of the public able at this time to be able to come and visit the clinic and get treatment? Or
absolutely, absolutely. They can call the medical office and set up an appointment. He's already seen patients there, and he's already having some success, which is always exciting to see a patient, especially one who comes in a wheelchair and 6 weeks later is coming back and saying, I'm back to school, I'm back to work, I'm no longer needing a cane or a wheelchair, and I'm doing so much better. Now that's a remarkable achievement in a short period of time. More likely it might be similar to someone like my daughter Andrea, who's been on a significant treatment now for a year based on some of our research results, and she has become remarkably well in that period of time. But it has taken a year, but then you look and she's been ill for over 20 years, so we did expect it to take some time, and she is still recovering.
What kind of therapies or treatments are being done that are helping people in this way?
Well, there are several treatments right now that are being tried, and we hope to go into clinical trials with. Some of them involve antiviral medications, others involve antiretrovirals, the kind of drugs that they use in HIV, and then of course there are the immune supportive therapies.
What does that mean?
Well, there's immunoglobulins that they give patients who don't have a strong immune system, for instance. In this case, we're looking at an immune deficiency that's not common, that has more to do with a particular part of the immune system, and that is part of our studies, showing us that if we can strengthen that particular part of the immune system, the patient will begin to recover.
What's the most dramatic thing that you've seen over the last year?
Oh my goodness. I'd have to say it's a patient that was up at the Institute yesterday and was visiting with us. She was in a wheelchair for a year, 10 years, completely bedbound and unable to care for her children. In fact, her parents had to retire early and move to the state of Nevada in order to take care of her and her 3 children. She came bouncing into the Institute and was so full of energy. She brought her 3 children with her. She was telling me stories about things that they missed or she missed with the oldest one that she's able to do now with the youngest one. And it's just absolutely remarkable. She's so excited.
With these kind of results, we've talked in the past about pushback from the medical profession and from the research community who have not followed your protocols exactly and therefore have had trouble reproducing them. What is it now like when you go back and say, look at these results?
Well, it's really exciting. For instance, we had a researcher out from the East Coast, and he was saying, you know, I just don't think those people that are in wheelchairs have chronic fatigue syndrome. And I said, well, they were the ones that were originally diagnosed. The disease was certainly named around these people, but this is years and years later, and they've progressed and become extremely ill. So one of the things that I realize is that there's such a big disconnect between the reality of the disease and how it's been described as a benign disease in the literature. I think it's a matter of education. It's a matter of seeing these kinds of results, getting those results published. So certainly there's significant answers, but it will take time to get out to the public and especially to the medical community.
All right, let's take a break. More with Annette Whittemore when we come back.
Thank you.
To contact Nevada Newsmakers, call 775-857-2244 or go to NevadaNewsmakers.com. And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Annette Whittemore. She's the founder and president of the Whittemore Peterson Institute. One of the things that I've found fascinating over the last several years, and your daughter Andrea has been one of the leaders of this, is communicating with this community through social media, especially through Facebook. Yeah. That's been phenomenal.
It has been absolutely remarkable, and I have to really give a lot of credit to my team at the Institute, our administrative team. They are so good at that, and Andrea really has been leading the charge. She's a volunteer. Now that she's feeling much better, she's up there 4 or 5 days a week, and when she isn't working actually at the Institute, she's calling me at 8 o'clock at night saying, "Mom, did you see this? Did you see that?" She's constantly keeping me up to date on things that are going on the internet and also posting. So recently, you know, we won $65,000 through causes, and that was getting people involved all over the world, asking them for their vote. We now have another contest that we'll find out in September on the 6th whether or not we won a $100,000 award. And we were in first place as of last week, so we're hopeful, very, very hopeful that
that's phenomenal. $65,000, and yes, you actually got the money.
We actually have the money, and it is going towards our research program, and you know, they had a matching gift program, actually. We got $26,000 in an hour and a half.
Wow.
So you can see that this is just not only a huge vehicle for us to get our message out and to get the message about the Institute and what it's doing, but also to bring that community together and give them a lot of hope, an outlet so that they can participate. Even if they don't participate by donations, just voting in a contest like that can have remarkable results.
One of the things I've noticed, because certainly after your appearances on this program, there is tremendous input from the web across the world, as I mentioned earlier, and some of the stories are just heart-wrenching because people are looking at your institute. You know, you started this for hope for your daughter, but there are people all over the world who have hope because of what your institute is doing. How does that affect you?
Well, it's very humbling. It is very humbling, and it does create that sense of urgency and tremendous responsibility, because I want to see those people benefiting from this work as quickly as possible. And this is what's so exciting about having the medical practice up and running now, because we really are going to be able to try out new diagnostics in that setting and then follow those diagnostics with treatment so that we can take a look at what treatments are working for what people, what groups of people. And ultimately that goal is to send that information out far and wide around the world so that doctors have those tools and can be diagnosing their patients correctly and then treating them with really effective protocols, effective treatments.
If people want to be see if they have the retrovirus, is there a program in place for them now to get that testing done?
Well, we are currently still really refining that test, and although physicians are using it and they are using that as part of their clinical diagnosis, and we do have a test at the laboratory at Univex right now. You know, every single day we find out something new, and the exciting thing, and I think we talked about it last time, is the antibody response. We're looking at that more closely because it seems to really be the most effective test to tell us whether or not a patient's body is responding to a retrovirus, and if the immune system is seeing it and responding poorly, i.e. with a tremendous amount of inflammation, that gives the doctor a clue as to how he wants to treat.
All right, I want to talk about, because we're running out of time as always, you have your major fundraiser for the year coming up in Reno.
That's cool.
At the Atlantis Hotel Casino. Tell us about this and how people can get tickets and buy tables for this, because it's so important to keep this research going at a time when the federal government is cutting back, the state government has no money. We have to keep this institute going. That's
absolutely right, and truly we count on that annual fundraiser for approximately a third of our funding. So it's very, very important that we get support. We can purchase tickets. The event is September the 15th. It's a Thursday this year. It's going to be very, very exciting. We have a wonderful young talent from Nashville coming in, and she's donated her time. And then the patients have donated her flight money so that we could bring her to Reno. It's just an amazing story. We're going to have a wonderful evening. We're honoring R&R partners for all their incredible work that they've done to support the Institute and its mission, and certainly we would love people to go to our website.
And I'll make it easy, because our website has donated all of our billboards on the website for the last several weeks to the Institute. All you got to do is go to NevadaNewsmakers.com, click on any of the banners, and you will get all the information you need for the dinner. I also wanted to talk about something that was quite remarkable in these times, which is the involvement of Nevada Energy and Michael Yakira in this project. What has been his input financially into this?
Oh, he has been really wonderful and so generous. NV Energy donated $100,000 to the Institute
$100,000
over the next 2 years in support of the research. They are such wonderful community partners, and you know, Michael just recently married, and Michael and Renee are dinner chairs this year along with the Raggios. So he's just given beyond, and we're so grateful to him and grateful to NV Energy for their
And in addition to that, they're also buying tables.
They are. They bought a table as well.
For those that have not been, and I've been fortunate to be able to go every year since you started this, for people who love politics, and certainly people who watch this program love politics, it is a who's who of Nevada politics from both Northern Nevada and Southern Nevada. And so the reception prior to the dinner is absolutely fun. If you want to people watch or go talk to people who are legends, they're all there at this dinner. So it's I Hope You Dance. It's at the Atlantis. And once again, the date?
September the 15th. Thursday night.
And you can buy individual seats, or you can buy tables. And to help this cause at a time when you really need the help financially to keep this going, because we got to keep it going.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sam.
Annette Whittemore, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all you do. We so much appreciate it.
Thank you again.
We'll be right back after this timeout.
To get a DVD copy of any Nevada Newsmakers program, call 775-857-2244. The cost is $30, including shipping, handling, and tax.